welcome to this episode of ISV Talks. I'm Carol Livingston with Dynamics Connections and your host of ISV Talks. And on this episode, I'm excited to have Mary and Trish back from the Directions North America Committee. Welcome back, ladies.
Thanks, Carol.
So, for those of the audience maybe that don't know you, can you share a little bit about your role with Directions North America and how long you've been involved with Directions North America?
Sure. I'll go first. I'm Mary Miller. In my day job, I am the Director of Marketing at Paytrace. We're a B2B payments company. And with Directions North America, I am the marketing chair. And I've been on the board for about 4 years now, but I've been involved in the community dating back to the early 90s. And this is just where everybody comes together for directions, for Business Central, for partnerships, for connections, and community. Thanks for having us, Carol.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Trish, introduce yourself. Tell us what's your role, how long you've been involved.
Sure. Trish Boccuti. During the day, I work at Innovia Consulting. I'm the Director of Customer Success here at Innovia. With Directions, I am Vice President, and I am also the Content Committee Chair. So myself and a committee are responsible for choosing all the content for Directions. I've been on the board most recently for 4 years, but I was also on the board at my prior company, so about 10 years total on the board.
Great. Well, let's talk about Directions North America. Mary, when and where is it taking place? Really, for anyone that's new to the event, tell us, how would you describe Directions North America?
Yeah, so first, the details, the logistics. Carol, thank you for sharing the date directly here on the slide. April 27th through 29th. It's being hosted at the Hyatt Regency in Orlando, and you can get all of the information about the event, the schedule, where to book your hotel rooms, how to register, all of that at directionsna.com, and it will cover that a little bit more. But for anybody who wants to make that quick note, directionsna.com. And we're really looking forward to a great group of VARs, ISVs, and system integrators that are really focused on growing their Business Central practice. What's great about Directions, Carol, is we have a ton of interaction directly from Microsoft. This event, Microsoft is always our largest sponsor. They contribute a large percentage of the sessions. I'll let Trish get into that in a little more detail when we talk about content, but direct access to Microsoft, hearing what's coming firsthand in the next wave of the product, and bringing ISVs and VARs who are really trying to understand how they should plan for the future of their business. So if you've never been to Directions, or maybe you've been a partner in the dynamic space with another ERP system and you're looking to add a Business Central line to your practice, this is the place to go where you can literally get firsthand with people who are living and breathing it, your partners, your peers in the community, and then understanding what ISV solutions are available to connect to Business Central, where there are gaps or where your clients need extended services and extended solutions. So if you're just new to Business Central, this is the place to come to learn. If you're a veteran in the industry and have been doing this for a long time, it's how you learn to plan for the future and really learn what's coming next.
Okay, so Mary, follow-up question. So what makes Directions North America different from other kind of Microsoft or channel events?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I'd say right off the bat, and a lot of people don't realize this. As you introduced Trish, and we're behind the scenes, and we have day jobs, and we're volunteers on this committee to bring this event to the rest of the community. So a lot of people don't realize that we're a volunteer-led organization. So that has a lot to do with bringing really what partners want to this event. So this event is by partners, for partners. And because we volunteer our time to bring this event, to produce the event, to promote the event, to handle all of the systems and the integration and the registration and all of that behind the scenes, is really a lot of effort to do this for the sake of the Business Central community. So that's one thing. Also, we're a nonprofit. So as organizations come to participate, to register, to sponsor, all of the revenue that is generated, all the money that's earned for this event is going forward to secure future events. So this is really about creating community, creating consistency where people can come to feel comfortable and learn from each other and not worry. They know exactly where their money is going. It's going right back into the event for future years and right back into the community. So our goal is to continue to grow this event within the Business Central space as more and more partners come into it and be able to create that environment where partners and ISV solution providers can connect firsthand. Trish, anything to add to that?
You covered it wonderfully, Mary. That was great.
Well, Trish, tell me a little bit more about just kind of the overall. How does the committee pick the theme? What's kind of your vision as you plan each conference?
On the content side, I don't know that we have a theme, but we do try to create content for all the different targets, right? Whether you're a VAR or you're an ISV, if you're a consultant, a developer, sales, marketing, right? So we're really focused on those types of personas, and we're trying to help you find what's new, what's cutting edge. We do have like a new to BC track, so that's going to be a little more educational if you've never used BC, if maybe you're coming from GP. But for the rest of the topics, we're trying to find things that you can't just go read about on Microsoft Learn, right? We want someone to show you a case study or how they did something in BC. So that's what we're looking for.
Nice. So, kind of what was your priorities for this year in designing Directions North America 2026?
As you can imagine, there's a lot of AI infused in there, right? It's still a big topic, not necessarily always
Yeah,
Copilot, but there's a lot of AI on there, right? MCP
yeah,
servers are new this year. So we've really tried to focus on where do people not have a lot of resources to learn on their own and bring those type of topics to Directions.
yeah,
Like a lot of things, there's not enough information out there maybe yet, right? So,
yeah.
yep. And the Microsoft team has brought a lot of great content this year as well. So,
Yeah, and kind of going back to, I think what's different for me when I've attended is that there is a big Microsoft presence there, right? So you get to talk to the product managers, you get to hear from executives and leaders, and you get the option or opportunity to hear directly from them what's in the plans or in the roadmap. So it's a great opportunity to hear about the Microsoft direction, right?
yes, absolutely. Yeah, there. I don't know any other event where you get that much access to
Oh,
the Microsoft team. So
I don't
it's
think
nice.
there is one.
Okay.
Exactly. And any major changes this year, or kind of lessons learned from last year that maybe influence this year's planning?
We did this year. One of the hardest parts about doing the content is we depend on Microsoft to give us their content, right? But they always happen to have a product release right before, right? So everybody's Microsoft did a great job of getting us the topics earlier, maybe not their exact sessions. So we could go in and approve a lot more sessions earlier because we knew those topics weren't covered. So while we weren't able to
Um,
publish the agenda as early, we could at least give a lot more people an early approval, which was helpful.
yeah, let's hope next year they do continue that trend, right?
Sure they will. They're great. They always try to help. So
Yeah.
Just going to add to that, Carol, in terms of what's new outside of content, we have taken a ton of feedback from attendees, from VARs, from sponsors to really create more of an engagement experience. And one of the things that we did that will be majorly different for the first time ever, Direction sponsors will be 100% in the expo hall. So whereas if you're
Oh,
used to coming to Directions and you've seen the
that's new.
hallway sponsors, the hallway booths, and also then the evening expo receptions have had everybody's booth in there as well. We're consolidating that into one big expo hall where meals will also be, breaks will also be. We're also introducing for the first time a partner showcase theater. So some partners or
Oh,
sponsors will be able to give kind of a 15 or 20 minute, depending on the time of day, explanation of a product update, a demo, a case study, whatever they want to share with the community. And that'll be also inside the expo hall. The meals will be in the same place. And we'll also be having additional activations, so activities that people can participate in when they come in the expo to network with folks, and then also play some games, get your professional headshot taken. So everything's going to be
oh
centrally
yeah.
located, and that helps our sponsors also be able to staff accordingly and be able to time things so that there's one booth to staff. Actually, just outside the expo hall, for obvious reasons, sounded all of that for partners or ISVs that want to tell their story, do a video, share something with the community, meet with one of our media partners on site. That's going to be something new this year as well. I'm sure there's things that I'm forgetting, but definitely reach out to us and share your feedback because we do take it seriously. We try to implement those things that make sense and that we're able to for future years as well.
Yeah, no, that definitely the expo hall all being consolidated in one location, that's really good to hear, I think. Trish, on the sessions, kind of flipping back to content, did you say how many people submitted sessions this year and how many
there's
tracks you
there's
actually needed
over
to fill?
yeah, there was over 500 sessions submitted. which is a lot, right? We have just over 175 sessions total. 75 of those are Microsoft sessions. So really of the over 500, we could pick 100 sessions, right? Which is not a lot. So I know people get disappointed when theirs doesn't get picked, but it's just so hard because there's only so much space, right? And time.
Right.
So
I totally understand that. Yeah. And so, and where can you find the agenda? Is there like a full outline that
yeah,
people can view?
absolutely. On directionsna.com. You can click down at the bottom and you'll see the full schedule, hour by hour, day by day. I don't think we've mentioned there's also a lot of activities on Sunday. There's a marketing pre-day. Some of the partners have pre-days. So even though we say we start on the 27th, there's a lot going on the 26th as
Right.
well.
So, yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. There is partner days with some of the
Yeah.
other ISVs and partner
Yeah.
communities. Definitely. You kind of already covered what's brand new, but just anything else you want to mention that's new this year? You mentioned the partner marketing day. That's new, right?
That's definitely new. We have the hands-on workshops that we typically have. Microsoft's providing some, and some of the other community is providing them. And so, which is also nice. There's even a deep dive branding workshop if you're in the marketing world that you might be interested in. So we tried to expand it a little bit more this year. So yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. And so you said there's first time events. Are there workshops or hands-on labs or anything like that for
Yeah.
sessions?
Yep. So Microsoft's providing some hands-on labs in the AI world. Freddie Christensen, who used to work for Microsoft and now works for Directions EMEA, is doing a hackathon for us on the last day. Yeah, some of the Microsoft team, they're doing an escape room for BC consultants and one for developers. So there's some fun content this year that's changing it up a little bit that I think people will enjoy.
Yeah, because you said experience is what people wanted, right?
Yeah. In
That's
conversation, right? I think people want to learn how someone else does it, not show me
yeah,
how a work order or a sales order works in Business Central, right? You could go figure that out anywhere. So
yeah, yeah. And there's opportunities to talk to Microsoft or make an appointment or sit down, have a face to face, right? How does that work?
So Microsoft is actually going to be in the center of the expo hall. They will have the largest presence and the largest booth, and they're going to have 4 senior support engineers on site at the booth the entire time. So those people will be available. And then if you want to talk to one of the others on the Microsoft team, just stop by the booth and let them know, and they'll do their best to connect you. But they are really making themselves very available to help people with issues, questions, troubleshoot,
Yeah,
whatever the case might be, help me work through this and share successes with each other too. So yeah, the Microsoft team will be absolutely in the center of the expo hall, as well as the sessions that Trish has mentioned as well.
nice.
Mary mentioned senior support engineers. That's the Tom Blaisdells, Brian Shostak's of the world. I think everybody will be really excited to see them back. They haven't been at Directions for a couple of years. So
Nice. All right. So kind of overall, Mary, like what's the expected attendance and kind of how does that compare to the previous year?
We're seeing growth every year. We are trying to get as close to 1,400 as possible. And I believe we will get there. Last year we were between 13 and 1,400. So we continue to see people register within the last 3 to 4 weeks before the event. And I think a lot of that has to do with deciding who you're going to send, right? As Trish mentioned, there's a ton of content that's really designed for specific
Yeah.
personas and roles. And that's something you'll continue to see evolve as Direction looks into the future, because we want to make sure that the content tracks are designed uniquely for consultants, developers, leadership, sales and marketing, so they know exactly what to look for. You can outline your agenda ahead of time. You can put that information into the app when it's available here soon. And then also really just focus on getting the right people. So I think what we see is people know that they're going to go, but they don't know exactly who they're going to send until they see how the session and schedules and everything lays out. And now that that's available, we see a lot of people coming in within the last few weeks. So we're hoping to get as close to 1,400 as humanly possible. If we can pass it, even better. So we're really hoping that everybody comes to really understand that this is a partner event. There aren't customers. That's another thing that's different about Directions. We don't have end users. We review every person who tries to register for the event personally to make sure that it is the right audience, the right attendees, and from companies that truly are active in the Business Central community or coming into Business Central for the first time. And Microsoft supports that as well. They're doing a big push this year to really help GP partners make their way over to the Business Central community and educate them. There's going to be a lot of sessions dedicated to that, not only from Microsoft, but also other partners that have experienced that transition as well.
Yeah, nice. And I know there's a lot of panels and other sessions too that are very interactive. So yeah, great. Kind of Trish, on the keynotes, we really haven't addressed that. Tell us any preview of keynote speakers, any expected news from Microsoft.
Yeah, so day 1 and day 2 are both going to be Microsoft keynotes. Unfortunately, they don't share any of their fun things they're going to launch until the actual event.
Okay.
But I'm excited that they always have something new and exciting for us. In day 3 this year, we have Joe DeHaye from Neural Impact. And he's going to talk about the importance of customer success at a partner, right? And really making sure your customers are taken care of and you're not losing them, and some strategies around that. And then he'll have a follow-up content session after Wednesday afternoon where he'll dive a little deeper as well. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah. I always look forward to keynote sessions because there's usually like a few surprises, right? Like, okay, I didn't expect that. So, and sneak peeks sometimes on things that are coming. So definitely. Okay, so Mary, tell us a little bit about receptions, celebrations, or Trish, tell us what's planned, what special networking events, advanced networking events are there?
Absolutely. So every evening, Monday and Tuesday evening, will be the Expo reception. And then also Wednesday evening, we will have our closing partner celebration at Universal Orlando Resort. We'll be in the Islands of Adventure area. We'll be in the Harry Potter world, a lot of fun activities. And we're kicking that evening off actually with food and beverage in the City Walk area. So there'll be exclusive restaurants that'll be shut down just for our private usage for the event. And then we'll make our way into the theme park area after a little of networking. And it's going to be so much fun. We got such great feedback the last time that we hosted it in that area. I personally just love roller coasters, and so I'm really excited about that part too. But don't miss out on Sunday evening. I would be remiss if I didn't mention at the end of Partner Marketing Day, or if you're attending another partner day, we're kicking things off with registration that'll open at 4. So registration opens Sunday afternoon. And then we're kicking off a welcome drinks reception at 4:30. So pick up your badge, grab a drink, start those networking opportunities early on Sunday evening, because things start bright and early on Monday. So if you can get there on Sunday and check in and get set up and everything, you're going to be way less stressed than trying to come in Monday morning, because everything starts bright and early Monday with the keynotes. And then we're going to go 3 full days. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then when Wednesday wraps at the end of sessions, we'll have just a little bit of time for people to kind of reset and then start the shuttles over to the park. So it's going to be a full 3 days. Don't plan a lot of time to be checking emails, set your out of office, and come ready to network and learn and really get to know the other attendees at Directions.
Yeah. So you mentioned the conference app. Is that available yet, or
soon? Coming soon. Yeah.
Coming soon.
The app, it's being updated as we speak. We're getting the final details. We'll send an email when that's available and post it on social as well. So definitely everybody keep your eyes out for the app availability. And that'll include the sessions, of course, the Expo floor plan, and then how you can network with others through the app as well.
Yeah, that's really good too, because you can find people. And I would say get your profile picture. Don't put that picture of you from 1970, right? We want a current picture, because I find it's hard to find people. Their LinkedIn profile doesn't match what they look like today. So put a current picture in the app.
Great advice, Carol. I like that.
That's my tip. Well, speaking of tips, any other advice for first-time attendees or partners that are new to Business Central?
One thing I would say is don't create a schedule where you have a session in every single time slot, right? Leave yourself a little bit of time for networking, for conversations afterwards. There's so much great networking there. And if you have a list of questions, ask them during sessions, or go find one of our board members and say, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Who should I talk to, right? We're always happy to help you. But you're in a place where, like no other, with all the Microsoft support, all the other VARs that are there, like it's like the Super Bowl of Business Central.
I love that.
Yeah, at least for North America, right?
Well, there's an EMEA too. It's good.
Yeah.
No matter where you go.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. We should say there are sister events in EMEA and also Asia. So for those of you that travel all 3. Yeah. Any other tips that you suggest for people to kind of prepare? You said it's 3 full days. Turn off your phone and your email, at least try to minimize that, right?
Yeah. I would also just add from a logistics and planning perspective, wear comfortable shoes. I am a comfort over style kind of person. I know there are people that don't necessarily feel that way, but at least for the evenings and the between, you're running around from session to session, you're walking the expo floor, wear comfortable shoes. And I would also say wear comfortable clothes on Wednesday evening for the partner celebration so that you can enjoy and relax after 3 full days of sessions and content and engagement. Make sure that you can then be comfortable on Wednesday. I will say, it is one of the only events that I know of that people come for that amazing content, the access to Microsoft, but they stay for the community. They come back year after year for the community that is really being built by Directions North America. And that's what makes people want to keep coming back. Every year we get very high percentages in the 90 percentile of people that say they're going to come back year after year. So it's really that community and really ability to roll up your sleeves and learn firsthand about the successes and challenges and what's next in this ecosystem.
Awesome. So is there any social media or hashtags that people can follow or use during the event? I always love it when people post their pictures because I
Yes, yeah.
follow the hashtags.
Absolutely, Carol. We encourage everyone to use hashtag DirectionsNA. The one that Microsoft uses is hashtag MSDYN365BC. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, if you really like to type. Hashtag Business Central, of course, hashtag MS Partner, and anything that's just Business Central related. And make sure that you're tagging Directions at Directions North America and at Microsoft. And then there's an at Microsoft D365 Business Central hashtag and at that you can use specifically as well, so that it's not as broadly Microsoft everybody. You can really focus on the Business Central community. We're very active, and they are as well in participating in that conversation on social media. So tell people what you're excited about, share your picture. If you're speaking, share your session, and really just get excited about it. Everybody that we talk to is so looking forward to this event because they can connect in a way that they're not able to in many other trade show kind of events. So
yeah, and kind of back to this is the one partner event that there's no users there, no customers, so you can really focus on those conversations with ISVs or other consultants or Microsoft. So
absolutely.
And also you can ask questions that you might not want to ask in front of a customer, right? That's also a nice.
Yeah, that's true. And Expo hours. I don't think I heard you say the Expo hours.
Basically, we're opening the Expo Monday after the general session, and it'll be open through the Expo reception in the evening. Same thing for Tuesday. Wednesday, it'll open after the general session, and then it'll close around 5 or 5:30 so that everybody has time to get ready for the evening partner celebration. So they won't be open for general session time. We're going to encourage everybody to go into the general session. If you're having a conversation in the hallway, after breakfast, whatever, continue it on the way to the general session and then afterwards. So right after general session through the Expo, Monday and Tuesday, and then closing right before the partner celebration on Wednesday.
Okay, that's a good point. Well, kind of in conclusion, Trish and Mary, if you had to choose one reason someone should attend Directions in North America 2026, what would it be? Mary, you want to go first?
No, I wanted to go first in case Mary takes my answer.
You go first.
Go first.
I would say the networking, not only with Microsoft, but with the partners, the ISVs. It's a great space to go. I want to stop making modifications. What ISV can do what I need it to do, right? So the networking with all the different groups for me is the most valuable thing.
Great. Mary?
And I would add to that just the sense of belonging, right? So once you start networking, initially it can be overwhelming if you're new to the community, right? Or if you haven't been to the event before. But just as soon as you start to exchange information with a few people, you're going to feel just how welcoming this community is and how people actually want to help each other. I'll go back to the why Directions was started in the beginning in the early 2000s to begin with, was just a few partners got together and said, hey, this is a really important product in the Microsoft space. We want to continue to support it. We want to continue to learn from each other. And we want to create an environment where people feel comfortable sharing how they are succeeding and what they're doing and what challenges they're overcoming and how they're working through and how they're growing their practice in the Business Central space. So just understanding that you're going to be part of a community that doesn't end at the conclusion of the event. It continues through LinkedIn or through reaching out to somebody and say, hey, we talked about XYZ at Directions, and I have a quick question. Can we chat about that? So it's really creating that connection for the future as well.
Great. And what about you personally? What are you most excited for this year?
Well, as a marketer, I have to say I'm looking forward to Marketing Day. I think this is the perfect place for the Partner Marketing Day to be held because we have partner marketers from VARs and SIs and ISVs all in one location. That is the attendance of Direction. So it just makes sense to have that be part of this event.
Yeah.
And then there's a ton of marketing content, sales and marketing content throughout the event. And me personally, I'm always trying to learn what's next and what's new in AI as well, and how it can help benefit our teams, benefit the community, and there's always something new to learn. So I'm looking forward to those opportunities.
Wish I could spend a lot of time to attend the great sessions that we have, but there are a few sessions on there around, a couple on AI and a couple on marketing that I'm really interested in. I hope that I can attend. I'm just really excited for the wide variety of speakers that we have this year and learning from not only Microsoft, but all the different partners.
Great. Well, thank you, Mary and Trish, for joining me today on this ISV Talks episode about Directions North America 2026. It sounds like it's going to be an exciting event.
I think it is.
Absolutely. Thank you, Carol. We're excited about it too. And for anybody who's interested in learning more, we would encourage you to visit directionsna.com. That's directionsna.com. And you can email us if you have any questions at directions@directionsna.com. So reach out, ask your questions. If you're interested in attending, we can help you get through that process of registration. And we welcome your inquiries about participation, and you can visit our website to learn more in the meantime.
Great. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today, and we'll see you, friends, on the next episode of ISV Talks. Bye-bye.